Hey, now this episode here, it's not about habits, it's not about discipline, and it's not about motivation. This episode is all about helping you realize that the version of yourself that you keep fighting against was built for survival. And survival patterns do not disappear just because you're tired of them. The goal of this episode is to help you remove shame, help you to increase your self-awareness, to help you to expose emotional conditioning that you've been dealing with, and to also help you create compassion without creating excuses. I know it's a lot, but the biggest thing here is going to be to help you to introduce yourself to the idea that healing requires your understanding, not just your effort. So, I know that you keep saying you want peace, but every time life gets quiet, you end up back in the same chaos that you were tired of, because chaos has been with you so long that now silence feels suspicious to you. Hey, I'm Richard, and welcome back to the Walk-In Transformation Podcast. This is where faith meets real life, not that social media version that you've heard about all day long and sometimes watch, but the real life that you're living every day. And this is where I'm going to help you come face to face with that version of you to keep showing up even though you thought you healed it. And we're really going to go ahead and give it the opportunity and the permission to go ahead and lay down and get some rest. That being said, let's get right into it. Now, you told yourself that this time would be different. This time there would be different relationships, different mindset, different habits, different boundaries. And for a while, it was different. But then something happened. Your healing felt real until life blindsided you with the pressure of an unexpected challenge. And pressure has a way of introducing you to the version of yourself that still needs the most attention. So, just like that, the overthinking that you were doing came back. The fear came back. The exhaustion came back. And before you even realized what was happening, you found yourself back in the same emotional place that you promised yourself you would never return to. So, that's the part that nobody really talks about. That's the part that nobody really likes to talk about, because it means you got to confront yourself. But it's okay, because it's really exhausting. It feels really exhausting to keep fighting your way forward, only to keep getting pulled back by the parts of yourself that you thought you had already healed. Kind of crazy to find out that they're not really healed, that just a cover had been pulled over them. After a while, you stop questioning the pattern and you start questioning yourself. And now you're wondering, was this healing ever really real? And you're wondering if your progress was real. If maybe this was just who you are now. You're having to deal with this thing over and over again. Well, that's not just who you are. But I can assure you, I know what it feels like to make progress and then feel one difficult moment pull the old version of you right back to the surface. And it's moments like this, that you really look at hard, but they don't mean that you have failed. Sometimes they're a signal that there's a wound that still needs your attention. Can you understand that? Now, the version of you that keeps showing up, it's not random. It was trained. It was trained by disappointment, trained by rejection, trained by survival. It was trained constantly by having to recover from things that you should have never been carrying on your own, but you chose to carry them. And that's okay, because you can make some different choices now. Now, survival patterns don't just disappear because your environment changes, okay? When your mind says, okay, I think I'm good, I'm better now, there's still some parts of you that still tense up, because even right now, those parts are expecting to be hurt again. Now, my favorite book says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now, it doesn't say don't be masked, don't be managed. It doesn't say any of that stuff. It says be transformed. Because if your mind is never renewed, the old version of you will keep fighting for what once made you feel safe, even when it's the very thing that's hurting you. Now, science confirms all of this, according to some of the thousands of studies that they've done. Now, your mind It learns from repetition. You've heard that saying before, repetition is the mother of learning. Well, it's true. So if fear, chaos, rejection, or even emotional survival became familiar early on in your life, those patterns don't just disappear because you decided you want peace now. Not because you're broken, but because your mind learned survival before it learned safety. So you keep trying to become a new person, but you keep trying to become a new person without understanding the person that your pain created. Now, shame doesn't heal people. It just teaches them how to hide from themselves better, much better in fact. Shame keeps screaming at the behavior while completely ignoring the wound that made the behavior necessary in the first place. I think I'm going to repeat that. Shame keeps screaming at the behavior while completely ignoring the wound that made the behavior that you're exhibiting necessary in the first place. Now, most people don't need another lecture. You don't need another lecture. Most people have been already lecturing themselves for years, and you know about that because you've been doing it yourself, and I've done it as well. We all need a safe space where we can finally tell ourselves the truth. So, for a moment, you can let your guard down. You don't have to feel like you need to defend yourself from yourself here. You can just be honest here. Now, answer this question. I've got a couple of questions for you, but it's not going to be a test, and I'm not taking you back to high school. But what emotional pattern keeps showing up in your life no matter how many times you try to outgrow it? Second, what belief does the hurting version of you still have that the healed version of you is trying to replace? Now, sit with that for a moment. Just hold on. Sit with that for a moment. In fact, pause this episode and write those two questions down. I want you to come back to them later when things are quiet and there's no judgment, only honesty. Now, if you're anything like me, and I know that we're a lot more alike than we are different. We've spent years being told that transformation means becoming someone new. Yeah, that's not totally true. Maybe, just maybe, healing isn't about abandoning the version of you that survived. Maybe it's about understanding why that version of you had to exist in the first place. Now, maybe healing is finally understanding why certain parts of you learned to survive the way that they did. And you need to teach them that they don't have to live there anymore. That changes everything. It changes everything. Because now your goal is not self-rejection, like everybody's been trying to teach us over the years and decades. Now it's self-awareness. It's self-understanding. It's self-compassion. It's finally realizing that you cannot heal a part of yourself that you're still trying to destroy. It never works. It never works. And people try that so much and they wonder, why am I not making progress? Because here's the thing. How do you truly love yourself while staying at war with the version of you that survived and got through all this mess and got you this far? That's the part that you need to really understand better. So the next time you feel yourself reacting in a way that you said you were done with, stop and pause before you start judging yourself. We're so quick to judge ourselves. Pause before you judge yourself and ask yourself, what is this version of me trying to protect? Not what is it trying to excuse, not what is it trying to justify, but understand, what is this part of me trying to protect? Because awareness breaks cycles faster than shame or self-rejection ever will. I promise you that. Most people spend their lives fighting behaviors without ever identifying the fear underneath them. You see, our behavior is a response. I want you to really chew on that for a second. Our behavior is a response. Now, in the next episode, you and we're going to talk about the routines, the environments, and the emotional patterns that quietly keep rebuilding the version of you that you are trying to outgrow, or even like I like to say, the part of you that you are trying to evolve away from into something better, even while you're praying for change. Remember this, because it's really, really important, and you need to be telling yourself this 2, 3, 4 times a day, and right before you go to bed too. You have always mattered. You have always been good enough. You are and have always been worthy. And it's never too late, my friend, to transform your life on purpose. See you in the next episode.